All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after being so rudely interrupted. Um, Not sure why, if it was just the internet that cut out or what, but we're back. So we'll give it a few minutes for some people to join in. I show one here and one thumbs up. Not sure who that is. Say hello. Make sure you switch from top chat to live chat so you see all the everything in there. Renaissance. We're waiting for a couple more people to pop in. Give me 1 second to grab my glasses, guys. Hold on. All righty, we are back. And who made it back in? Ross made it back in. Very strange, huh, Ross? That is cut out, man. And for what? I don't know what. Let's see. Hey, let me show you something real quick. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. I got to exit out of this thing or I will be in this forever. And they'll be dinging me left and right, but I don't know how to shut it down. I got it for once. What do you know? Anyhow, let me show you something here. So we were talking about fishing this last weekend, and a good friend of mine's a professional muskie guide. When I lived up north 20 years ago, I guided a little bit, but nothing like this guy. But this fish came out of Wisconsin this week, and I hope he doesn't mind. You can't tell who it is anyways, but this was a client of his. They were on Green Bay. There's a nice little musk guy for you. Just a little guy, huh? Let's see, we got more. Here's another one. That came out of Lake Michigan, Green Bay. Saturday, I believe. There's another one. Why are these washing out? Another one. Let's see. Here's my buddy with another one. And another one. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's one of his largest. That's like a 57-incher. I don't know why the screen's washing out so bad. Probably this crazy light. But well, there's a video of the fight. There's a nice fish. There's the one mounted. And more. Oh, that's a gun deal. And more. Just tons of them. I mean, fish at 10,000 casts, not true. Not when you know what you're doing. I mean, they had the day on Green Bay, they had 5 fish on and boated 2, or saw 5, maybe boated 2. I don't know if they had all 5 on, but they've had days in southern Wisconsin on a well-used. People won't even boat out there. They think it's too crowded and the water's crappy and all this. Well, they've had 22 fish muskie days. 22 fish sighted, like 11 on and boated 8, something like that. So yeah, there's some serious good muskie fishing out there. You got to know what you're doing. He's a lure manufacturer too, and those are all caught on his stuff. And I'm very happy to call him a good friend. We go shooting a lot. He was new to shooting, and took him shooting a whole bunch. Taught him a lot, and he's learned a lot on his own. And well, I know just I'm a walleye fisherman. I fish muskie. I catch a lot of muskie too, but um, I fish, my lake. I don't go around that much, but he's promising to take me this year, and we're going to bring it to you. It'd be cool to get a second channel going with fishing like that, wouldn't it? Um, and some of the walleyes just as big, just as nice for a walleye. We catch everything: crappie, smallmouth. I like fishing up north, um, but I'll fish walleye anywhere. Love it. Anywho, we'll bring you some more of that. So I'm still waiting for people. That's what sucks. They stop your stream and everybody falls out. They don't get a new notification and it's gone. So I just didn't. I hate leaving them like just out. So I don't know unless a bunch of people drop in here if we'll stay going much longer. But my wife's telling me, anyways, I got to shorten these things up. This 2-3 hour stuff is too much. Some people stay in or put it on in the background, but it's almost like overkill. But when I get going, I get going. But we're going to start shortening them up to an hour, hour and a half at the most, which is kind of where we were. But like I said before, any help with this excavation, driveway, putting in a road, gravel thing, any help would be appreciated. As far as the gun thing goes and moving and all, let me tell you, if you are a substantial firearm enthusiast and you got to move, it's a lot of work. And something you may want to think about as you move forward. Are you into the firearm thing as a hobby, as a collector, or as having them for protection and useful tools in the future should they be necessary? If that's just the case, then you don't need all this extraneous stuff. I would say 2 is 1 and 1 is none type of thing. So you'd want backups and everything. But by no means do you need to have all these, 10 examples of everything and all of that. Being caliber conscious is a good idea too. While you may need more calibers for different situations, I would try to compact everything. Are you gonna go with the 5.56, or are you gonna be like a 308 guy or 7.62 by 39? Try and get things down to 1 or 2 calibers. Same with your handguns, because just moving the ammunition, and I get it, it's a hobby, and if you got to move it, you got to move it. And the only reason we moved was literally to get out of the state we were in. I've always wanted to move in our retirement, but we were thinking more like Tennessee or something. But I love Wisconsin. My wife hates it. But it's no different from where we were down in Illinois to where we're moving. It's 40 miles north or something. Not a big change in weather, just much nicer scenery, much more gun-friendly state. And I see all these left-leaning states just getting crushed. They've overtaxed their people. They have the amount of legislation and laws that they're passing is just, it's crushing. The weight of it, living there, you can feel the weight on your shoulders as they just load more and more and more and more on, and you're sinking slowly. Everything from gas prices to food prices to the cost to drive your vehicle every year, whether it's insurance or tolls. Illinois has that wonderful tollway system that they promised would only be for a little while and would go away, just like all the states with tollway systems. To go from halfway across the state on I-90 now would cost you, I remember when they were 30 cents for a toll, and now I think they're at least I don't know, $1.75 a toll, $1.50 somewhere. I don't even pay attention anymore because I stay off of them. And while I have to go to work, um, still down there and cross the border every day, that's fine. I can do it without taking the toll road. And I don't plan on giving anything to the economy down there. And they're losing people. I heard yesterday on the news here in Wisconsin that Illinois has lost over 100,000 people in the last year alone. And we're essentially talking about states that are broke, right? Yet they want to put an assault weapon ban on people and make you register them. Why? More taxes. And you look around the state and all you see are gambling facilities and slot houses. And it's like Sodom and Gomorrah. It really is. They've taken and they made pot legal and all this stuff. I don't care what anyone does in their free time. I don't care. I am all about liberty, and you can do what you want. And I'm not going to judge you for it either. But I believe that, just some things are, maybe in my book at least, I'm not going to say it's unethical to smoke pot. I just see it as just another dumbing down of society, and not so much for adults, but kids grow up in that atmosphere, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. People have opinions on it. Me firsthand, what I've seen is it dulls people down in the sense that it makes them lackadaisical, non-self-starters, the motivation, and I'm talking after chronic use, long periods of time over years and years, but less motivated for sure. And it's nothing a kid needs to do or experience. There's a reason we don't let people drink until they're 21. And same thing with pot, I guess. No one's no worse than the other. It's just something I don't choose to do. And, but I don't judge people for it. You want to do it, you're a big boy. I won't look any less upon you for it. I just don't care for it. And when it comes to states legalizing it, I think they're looking at the tax dollars and putting that above the health and well-being of their citizens. And gambling and all this other stuff, you just look around and it's like, and things are getting dirtier and worn down. Infrastructure is shot. And their solution is just tax, 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 tax. And then take in more people that are crossing the border, and they can't pay for what they got, but they'll bring more in. And it's just crap. You got to live under all these ridiculous laws that they pass. I don't know. I just want to feel freer. And outside of that state, that's how I feel. It's a terrible feeling. I can only imagine what true tyranny feels like. I think in a lot of places in this country, we're starting to feel that feeling, and it's not fun. I think the final push was, like I said, the assault weapon ban. Whether it ends up passing or not, they have an injunction, I guess. And in a way, I feel like I ran away, didn't stick out the fight kind of thing. But let's face it, that state's been lost forever. And to turn it around, it's going to take the people being much, 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 much more uncomfortable before it does. They managed to get Beetlejuice out, and then they put someone in worse. How did that happen? I mean, no one would think that our current prez could get reelected, but it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Um, anyhow, I saw the opportunity. I jumped, and it's going to cost me. I got a good price for what I got out of, which that was starting to tank. Never in a million years did I think homes in southern Wisconsin would be more money than Illinois, because that it was always the exact opposite. But now Wisconsin's more money. Why? Because everyone's running there. And I got out at a time where I still got a decent value for my home, but rates have risen tremendously. So the same money is going to cost me more. But that cost, I believe, is well founded and a value in my book, because you can live, I'm not going to say completely, but without fear of, you know, somebody knocking on your door, that type of thing. And that's worth something to me. And being in an area where like-minded people are, and being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Um, uh, no tax on food, tax rates being lower, gas being, hey, here, tell me this, jump over the border half a mile or a mile, and gas is 80 cents a gallon cheaper. Why is that? Tax, period. It's insane. And I would tell folks that want to get out, think it's time, just go for it, because it's never going to get cheaper. It's only going to get more expensive. So if you want to go, go. Real estate market's still moving pretty decent. And if you make some smart moves, it might not cost you much. If you want to change things up, maybe that whatever period of time you are in life, maybe it justifies it. But it was just time for us to go. And you guys are going to benefit. You're going to see so much more from us, because no longer do I have to make a 4-hour round trip ride to film a video and plan ahead, and all this packing and traveling and doing. I can step out my door. Um, and it's going to be great. We're going to be able to bring you much more shooting videos, range videos, hopefully some hunting videos. Uh, we're closer to where we do most of our fishing. We can bring you stuff like that, maybe a different channel for that. But there's going to be so much more you'll be able to see. And I want to include you guys in the entire building and upgrading and making of our homestead. From maybe I'll even bring you through how we found it and recommend how you can go about finding places, because it's not easy to find the right one. First time moving to the country or moving somewhere where you have more than just a little lot in a subdivision is daunting. You don't know what to buy, what to look for, what to avoid. And frankly, to find just what you want is hard. There's a lot of people out there looking for smaller parcels, uh, considered small by country standards, but by most of those moving out to the country for the first time, they seem massive, right? Well, it ain't long till 5 acres feels small. And I can't tell you how happy I am to stand on part of this land and look out every direction and go, my God, I can't believe that this is mine, that I have this much room. I never in a million years did I think this would be possible. And it is. Uh, God has a plan. Just remember that. Um, it worked out. When every time I thought one of the doors shut, I lost this one property. It sold the same day my house did, and I didn't want to make a move till the house sold. I went on all excited to put an offer in, and guess what? It had sold the same day my house did. I lost the perfect property. And for a few weeks, I sat there and we looked at other stuff. And of course, in my head, nothing could compare to what I had lost. I was looking at it from that standpoint. And my wife was wise enough to say, let's go back and look at that other one. It's not so bad. It was right next door, actually. And between the two of us, mostly her, I give her a ton of credit because she's incredible. she made it happen somehow, some way. Um, when she says she sees light at the end of the tunnel and says we can do it, I trust in her that we can. You know, probably has a lot to do with both of us working a lot harder too. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully not. I'd like to start slowing down, but we'll see. But yeah, I want to include you guys in that, from what to look for, what to avoid, tips to find some of these better places. It's hard. Believe it or not, you think you could just look at all this land, you could just go out and buy a chunk, right? No, it's hard. This a lot of stuff you see. The reason it's for sale is, and probably been on the market a long time, and they may even try to hide that fact. But it's hard to find a good piece that fills all the boxes. And I think I pretty much checked almost every box with this piece. I'm really excited about it, really happy. And maybe tomorrow, I gotta head out and get some things from storage, put some things in storage, and we'll stop out at the property and give you guys a video about it, and show you guys what I'm talking about for the road we got to put in. And maybe some of you can help me by telling me what to do, or what the best way to do it is. And we'll bring you along for the whole ride. And gonna have you guys. I have an idea. I don't know what happened, Pillbox. It just zapped out. And I'm glad everybody's coming back now. I hate leaving a stream where it just ended, because I was at the time limit. I wanted to get off. I'm not doing these 3-hour streams anymore. My wife said it's hurting the channel, that we need to get it down to about an hour. I think an hour and a half is perfect, but we need to get it down. But I hate leaving it hanging like that. So I wanted to come back and finish things out. But I was talking about how this move out of this terrible state to this much freer state, even feel better. I know that the anxiety's gone, everything. I've been a resident up here, and I've lived at least half the year up here. I mark it down to the day. I make sure I'm over half the year. But just the ride to the range, 4 hours round trip to make a video. How long can you do that for? I'll be able to step out the back door, bring you more shooting footage, range footage, everything. And we're going to bring a lot about putting this homestead together. I'm going to involve you guys in the building and site preparation for the range. I have a couple spots picked out, but maybe we can show you different areas and see what you think. I want to do, I have in my head pictured a range like Hickok 45. I just love that range. I love shooting steel, and I love the way his hill goes and the big backstop. And I have a place to put one just like it. And I want to build, I want to have a shooting bench. I want to have a covered shooting bench. And I think I also want to have, and this is over time, guys, because it all costs money. I don't want my wife watching this and thinking, where is he coming up with all this dough? But I'd like to have a shooting shack where we can shoot inside warm in the winter, kind of like Military Arms Channel has, something along those lines. I have a target camera system that is portable, but I don't use it a lot because it's a pain to set up. Well, now I can set it up, have a camera system where we don't have to trudge all the way out every time to check targets and all that. Although I'll have a nice track down there for the side-by-side so we can run down there to post targets and stuff. I'd like a pistol range. I have a spot picked out separate for that. I'm debating 25 to 50 because it could also be a good training area for rifles and close quarter type of stuff if I make it a little bit longer, larger. But essentially like a 25-yard pistol range, but expanded a bit. Like 100-yard range will be the main range, I think. And then we'll have an area where we can go out to 1,000 if we want, and everywhere in between. And I think I can go longer. It's going to be impressive and fun. And I want to bring you guys in on it, show you what works, what doesn't. You guys can help and say, hey, I think you should do this, or this would be a better choice. There's so much experience here and knowledge that you guys trust me enough to bring you a lot of information. Well, I'm going to trust you enough to help me out. So definitely will be a great time. And just exploring this property is cool. So tomorrow, I think I'll get some footage. We'll show you. Maybe we'll do it live. That might be cool, huh? We'll do it live and show you that we're going to put the house. Pole building's the next thing. I need help there too. What the costs of that can be astronomical. I looked at a gorgeous Morton building this weekend, but if anybody knows, Morton is like double the cost of everything else. Is it worth it? Yeah, they're better buildings, but are they worth that much more? I don't know. Got to see. I can finish it off later. I mean, the money's not endless. I got to use my equity and what I'm borrowing to build what's affordable. And then over and above that, it's going to take time to do all these things. We are not ridiculously wealthy people. Anything you see on this channel comes from the channel paying for it. Ain't much lately, let me tell you. We went 2 months without anything from YouTube. And then at the end of the day, it wasn't more than a normal shitty month. But anyhow, Squeaky says, been fishing a lot locally here in Nipa. Trout, panfish, and pickerel the size of northern pike. A few weeks from now, Lake Ontario trip for salmon. Fishing on the Great Lakes, I grew up doing it. Growing up in Chicago, there's a huge charter business there out of Chicago and Waukegan and north. And I grew up shore fishing too on Lake Michigan in the fall and in the spring. In the fall, they'd come inshore and they'd find, the warm water discharges for the power plants and stuff. Fished a place called Tower Road. There was a small electrical plant there, and they'd come in and I caught everything from lakehead to steelhead, lake trout, steelhead, king salmon, brown trout. There's huge brown trout in Lake Michigan, huge lake trout. I've gotten off Northwestern University. They've got the shoreline is riprap rocks, and I caught some huge Chinook off of there. If you guys don't know it, spring and fall from shore on Lake Michigan can bring you some monster fish. Fish with spawn sacks, go up to the Zion or one of the power plants up there and fish the discharge. They use big noodle rods with single salmon eggs, or you can use fake salmon eggs, or catch a female that's filled with eggs and make egg sacs out of pantyhose. We used to make them out of, and just catch. Man, they fight so good. It's so much fun. But charter boat, seems like in the summer they're all going out for coho. Coho are tiny little salmon. They're boring as hell. I hate fishing for them. I like going for kings. Big browns are nice. And I haven't charter fished Lake Michigan in years and years and years. But man, it was so much fun growing up. It's as a 16-year-old kid, you could head over to the lake and for pennies, go catch a fish, or maybe a guy would be nice enough to give you a little of his spawn, his eggs, and you'd make up a couple spawn sacks, fish the whole day, and just have a blast. It was one of those things, a good memory of growing up. So really neat. But yeah, it's cool. Lake Ontario must be the same. And we're going to get out to Lake Erie this summer too for walleye. Illinois rates third in lost population, California first. Yeah. Nobody wants to live under that, man. Nobody. But yet they'll say the vast majority of Americans want an assault weapon ban. The vast majority of YouTubers want their streams cut. I don't think that was an accident, because I got no warning that anything was wrong with the internet. And on my end, it still showed fine. Just you guys got popped. I don't know. Illinois pays a higher real estate tax per valuation than Beverly Hills. Yep. The only reason mine was less down there was because of being zoned ag. And that's the only reason I kept it as long as I did. But yeah, it's crazy. M90 unboxing video over on Rabbit Hole Reviews. Squeaky Cooler, big brownies and steelhead too in Lake Ontario. Cool. It's nothing as pretty as a big brown, right? Or a big steelhead for that matter. Haven't done that in a long time. My buddy's got his Lake Michigan boat up and running, so maybe we'll get out this year. But I am excited to bring this all to you, and I feel so lucky to have gotten out of that state. And I love the state of Wisconsin, and I love the state of Michigan. They're so much alike. If you cross the lake directly, they're identical. I used to love going up to Gaylord in Michigan. I spent a lot of summers up there. It was just like being in northern Wisconsin. Although where we spend time now up north is almost close to the UP, half an hour. But those two states, if I had to live anywhere, it'd be there, and then probably somewhere in the Smokies, Tennessee, probably northeast Tennessee, somewhere in there. But just a beautiful state. If you cut out Madison, it's a magnificent state. And hopefully we can keep it. Got the pistol brace thing going on, right? That's a little scary. Hope all of you took precautions, and there's ways to avoid it for now. So you gotta make some changes, whatever. Or maybe you're one of those guys that just decided, nope, I'm not going to do anything. That's your decision. You're a big boy, big girl. But I would just warn you that, for a hobby you love so much, you want to keep things legal and safe, and let the legal system work its way. Things are still working their way through court, and hopefully the courts seem to be on our side on a lot of this, although you never can tell. But just got to keep the faith and keep pushing. Definitely some of the calls guys made over the last couple weeks have helped in many, many decisions. So keep it up. When you hear calls for calling your senators and your reps, it does make a difference. According to Guns and Gadgets, on this last call for help, everybody made a difference, so much so that it actually pissed off a lot of the politicians, pissed them off. And that's a good thing. They hear you, and you inundate them, and it forces change. They need to know what their constituents are feeling. And I can't tell you enough to get involved locally. The first thing I'm doing is getting involved locally in my new town. It's bigger than my last town was under 1,000 people, and this one's, I don't know exactly, but it's got to be at least 2,000, but probably not more than 3,000. We'll see, but I'm going to get involved. I won't have kids in the school system, but you know what? I'm going to go to school board meetings, and I'm going to see what's going on, and we're going to do what we can to keep it like it is or better. And that's what you need to do. If you sit back and you're the one saying, well, it's okay and it'll stay okay, it's not going to stay okay. And it starts locally well before it goes national. So get involved in county board meetings, county school board meetings, all of that stuff. Just go down and listen, see what's going on, see what these people are about. And when you go, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, do something about it. Speak up, talk at the meetings, get involved, get to know the people. They'll become friends, and you'll get a lot out of it. I promise you. And you'll keep your community, your neighborhoods, your town, your city, your county safe from all this craziness that's going on. Why is it going on? Because we allowed them to infiltrate. And we think, oh, it's not here. Let me tell you something. If it's not, it's on the doorstep. It's probably there and you don't know it. Our little town of 1,000 people, yeah, half the school board running was left-wing nut jobs that would not answer a direct question about their thoughts on what uh, they should be able to do and teach and all kinds of things. Just went, mm-hmm. When they won't give you a straight answer, just count them out. Count them out, but get involved. That's how you stop it. Squeaky, let's see, big mixed in with colors, big Lakers. My first Lake Michigan fish, big one, was a big lake trout. I think it was 14 pounds. I caught it on a spawn sack at a place called Tower Road Beach, and caught it after school at the hunting fishing club. Get your kids involved. An English teacher that just wanted to help kids took us out there. And I met my best friend, the Scrod Lip, through that. Didn't know him before that. Here we are almost 50 years later, and we're still good buddies, talk almost every day, hunt and fish and shoot together all the time. And who would have thunk it, right? A hunting and fishing club in high school. He fishes almost every day of his life, but he's big time into bench shooting. And yeah, it's get kids involved. Get involved. That's how you keep it going. But yeah, caught that big Laker. I had it in a cooler with ice. It was so big it was hanging out. And I went to show my grandfather. My grandma said, he's down at the bar at the tavern. And, him coming from the UP of Michigan, the tavern after work was kind of a standard. But I had to go meet my grandfather at the tavern. And I walked in. I said, Grandpa, look. And he was a few sheets to the wind at the time. And look at what my grandson caught. And, yeah, it was cool. It was neat. Everybody ended up coming to the bar, having a beer and a sandwich. And then we went home with my fish. So it was cool. I just wish New York State wasn't so messed up. Would have moved up there years ago. New York State, everyone thinks of New York, that everyone that doesn't live out there, or maybe on the East Coast, thinks of New York as New York City. I've got a good friend that was a dairy farmer in upstate New York. And you want to talk about beautiful land? Oh my God. Some of the views and the mountains, and it's gorgeous. And those people that live out there, they don't think like people from New York City. They don't. They think like a Midwesterner, like conservative, gun-loving, whatever they call us, Bible-thumping. That's how it is. Just like Illinois. The rest of the state doesn't think anything like Chicago, right? It all comes out of there. And even the people in Chicago, there are a lot of them, but a lot of them, they're brainwashed into it. You take them out here. I talk to friends that are still from there that we see. And my wife will mention, oh, you should come out and we'll take you shooting this and that. Oh, shooting. Oh, my God. You can do that? You can own those? People are so uninformed and brainwashed. It's unbelievable. Smart, intelligent people that are your friends but live in these areas, they just don't know, guys. They literally think it's all weapons of war, fully automatic, semi-auto firearms that no one should have, until they shoot it and that big smile gets on their face. And they're like, this ain't so bad, and that's cool. And you talk to them about why, and that's how you change people. Get involved. We've all got friends like that somewhere, dig them out, offer, don't push. Offer. Squeaky. Now my home state of Pennsylvania is heading to the shitter along with so many other states. Pennsylvania, another gorgeous state. You guys remember the movie The Deer Hunter? That was filmed there in Pennsylvania when they're out deer hunting. Some of the most gorgeous mountains and places. Driving through there going racing at some tracks out east. I can't tell you how beautiful that state is, but look at what Philadelphia and everything else is doing to that state, destroying it. It'll be completely, well, it already is. It'll be shot. It's such a shame. But that's people sitting back for years just thinking it'll keep going. Can't. You have to get involved. You have to, as much as you put into your hobby, sport, your love, whatever you want to call it, as much time as you spend putting into it, shopping for, shooting, repairing, taking care of, reading, planning, you need to put into saving your rights just as much time. Maybe do that before you do the fun stuff. How's that sound? Exactly, Rock. The cities and the states just rule over the rest of the states. It's sickening. Yeah, but let's get rid of the Electoral College. Should be popular vote. Okie dokie. You all vote your popular vote and congregate in those little small places where we know you are. That's what they think. We're coming for them, you know? No, we don't want to come anywhere. We don't want to go anywhere. We don't want to do anything. We want to stay where we're at and leave you where you're at. And you do yours and we'll do ours. Because it's totally different out here, right? They think they're in a city smashed into these high rises, and what a death trap. Every time I go back to Chicago, I just look around and go, this is literally a death trap. Anything, a small event happens, you're trapped. Like you're dead. Anything of any scale, oh my God. It'd be unbelievable. You couldn't get out. You just couldn't get out. You're trapped like a rat. And it's crazy. I pray my children never have to move to a city for a job or something. But yeah, it's amazing. And unlike there, where they think they can pick up the phone and the police will be there in a couple of minutes, I could pick it, and I have good sheriffs that will come running as fast as they can and believe like I believe. But you know what? If I call them and they're at the other side of the county at any given time, there may be 3 squads out patrolling one of the largest counties in the country, or in the state rather, but it's rural. If they're at the other side of the county, it could be 25 minutes before a squad can get here. 25 minutes. Shit. They could have my family raped, killed, buried, and hidden and grass grown over the spot before they got here. But I'm not supposed to protect myself or be able to. Yeah. Yep. If my house catches fire, just grab what I can and get out, because before the volunteer fire department gets here from 2.5 miles away, it'll all be burning in the basement. It's just part of what you live with. If I have a major grabber, I get off the stream, I walk up the stairs and I have a grabber. Well, my wife's a cardiac nurse. She might be able to keep me alive till they get here. But honestly, you'd be better off getting in the car and heading and meeting an ambulance along the way, probably. But those are the prices you pay for living out a bit further. And you know that going in, you learn to plan better. You learn to make shopping trips more fruitful. Make one trip to do 6 things instead of just running a grocery store, because the grocery store is half an hour. Funny, but the new place is actually closer to services and shopping and all, but yet more rural in a way, way more rural. It's just an interesting place. I feel so lucky to be able to be there. It's because of this channel and things you guys do, and keep me going down the right path, because you guys do influence me, and I appreciate that. And hopefully we can have a little get together like we do in Michigan, because I would love to have you guys out when it's all done. Yeah. Yeah, pillbox. I feel like that's a lot like where you live. Um, it's funny how even Wisconsin farming differs from Illinois just across a line, and whether it's 5 miles this way, 2 miles north, whatever, it's so different, such a different feel. And God, there's so much more livestock, everything. We got a huge goat farms near us, which is kind of neat to see them. Um, a lot of it's just such a great place. The wildlife, unbelievable. And up north this weekend, it was funny. The neighbor feeds the deer, so they come down through our woods all day long. They'll sleep along the driveway, everywhere, deer everywhere. But I think the snow was hard on them. I think the winter kill may have been a lot higher. I've never had this happen, but I didn't see a single deer the weekend being up here. Not one. And that's very strange. Now they're having their baby soon. Well, it's been cold. I don't know. But they'll have them right next to my front porch. I'll be out there having a cigarette, and I look. There's a fawn laying there in the mulch that I was staring right at and didn't see. And Mama walked off to get some nutrition, and she'll leave them there sometimes 12, 15, 18 hours, but she always comes back. And maybe that's why they weren't around. Maybe they're looking to drop their fawns. I don't know. But no deer, no bear. I didn't see any bear. Didn't talk to neighbors how they were over the winter, if they were hibernating or what. But we'll see them. There's a lot of bear. Tons of wolves too. These wolves are back in force. But yeah. Anyhow, that's enough, guys. I appreciate it. Any help you can give me with this road building, what I should pay, how I should do it, what type of stone, what to look for. Can I do it myself if I have the rock hauled in with basic bobcat skills? How much topsoil I got to take off? Let me, any information you can do, what it costs you, what I should expect. Anything is a help at this point, guys. And we're going to bring it all to you. Look for a live stream possibly tomorrow. I don't know even what time yet. I'll try and get the announcement out at least an hour before, so you can see where everything's going to happen and where all these videos will be coming from in the future on our love to say it'll be like Hickok's range. Maybe it'll be better. It'll be longer, that's for sure. But I want to build one just like his. But we'll either do a live stream or I'll put a video together. We'll see what works. And it'll be fun. You guys will enjoy it. And I think you'll be amazed. Hopefully you'll like it as much as I do. Quick check here in the comments and we're out. Now my homestay. Oh, okay. It is better out here. Pillbox, way better. Seriously consider modified stone. It's reasonable and sets in good. What do they mean by modified stone? I guess I'll look it up and see. But I assume that's recycled concrete, maybe ground up. A lot of limestone around here by us. Yeah, any help, any help. I got to put down that big stuff first, I guess, and I think I can let it run in. Anyhow, the chat will go away. You can leave stuff in the comments, and we will go from there. Thanks for being patient because of how busy we are, and just know that that's going to be going forward. Oh, we'll bring a video too on where we're going to be living in the interim while we're building. We finally got our motorhome back from Tennessee, and yeah, it's not a pretty sight. So I'm spending a ridiculous amount of money having everything put back together. And we've bought a new one that's larger, bigger, wider, and we're going to live in it on the property while it's being built. Yeah, so us, 3 dogs, 10 chickens, 1 motorhome. go. It's going to be really cool, really fun, and I hope you like it. And we'll throw in shooting every day. Yeah, come on along. It's getting better, guys. Thanks for dealing with me being so busy, the lack of videos, lack of live streams, everything. But just know that the only reason I'm not is because I'm trying to make it better, and I'm doing my best. I'm absolutely exhausted. I need to get some more rest, but do what I can. So enjoy. Thank you all. God bless. Work toward helping the Second Amendment stay strong, and with everything that's going on in all these states. God bless you guys in Michigan. Keep pushing hard. It can happen. You'll be all right. And we'll talk to you soon. I love you all for all your help. God bless. Good night. And as always, Rockford Ordnance out. Later, boys and girls.